right, so you're tuned into the Translational Renaissance Man podcast. I'm Matt Pierce. This is where intellect, instinct, and intensity converge. So hold the dial and let it burn. Speaking of let it burn, let me light up here real quick. Light up the cigar. There we go. Oh yeah, you gotta have a good smoke. You gotta have a good smoke and a good whiskey to. If all of this is going to work, you gotta have the simpler, the finer things in life, right? And that's kind of what inspired me to want to do this podcast, because the modern man is drowning. I mean, he's drowning not in water but in softness. He's drowning in simulation. The modern man is drowning in slogans. You and I, guys, we're padded, we're medicated, we're pacified by things like YouTube, by podcast, by TikTok. We're pacified, but we're not fulfilled. Now, I believe that we're not lost. I think that's the lie. I think we're just uninitiated. I do. So this podcast, when I decided to do this podcast, I wasn't going to be another self-help guru, another guy out there, you can do this, bro. There's enough goddamn bros in this world. And frankly, as a 43-year-old man, I am sick of hell out of these bros. I hate these son of a bitches trying to be everything that you and I really are. So this is not a self-help video, podcast, whatever. This is a field report. This is the Translational Renaissance Man. Now, it's a podcast for men who feel like we were made for more, but we got dropped into a world of plastic convenience and pixeled emotions. I'm telling you, nothing is going to be off limits here. Nothing. Except for broisms in the bro world. I'm not your damn guru. I'm not your bro guru. I'm not going to sit here and we're not going to talk about the latest barbecue pellets or whatever, whoever is sponsoring me, not sponsoring me kind of thing, right? We're not going to do that. I'm not here to sell you a 6-step program to alphaism, okay? I'm just a man who's talking about the holy work of becoming something solid again. This podcast, this show is not about reclaiming masculinity without posturing, because there is enough of this, poetic posturing that these guys do on the internet now. God, I'm so sick of seeing them. I am so sick of seeing them. I think this is to be a show about discipline, sensuality, intellect, chaos, art, strength, all of this under one big roof. And this podcast, I'm going to be real with you. This podcast is the life of a man who cooks his own food, who reads dangerous books, who trains his mind and body and spirit, but not in the way that you've been conditioned to think training is. And I seduce this whole thing with presence. And on top of that, I pray to beauty with my hands getting dirty. Beauty is not sexuality. Beauty is sensuality. And we live in a world where if you look at a woman the wrong way, it's a potential lawsuit. If you look at a woman the wrong way, you could be called a pervert. But I think if you appreciate a woman and you treat a woman as a woman, then you can respect her beauty. Now, here's the problem. The modern masculinity is either neutered or it's overperformative. Guys, we're told to soften. We're told to shrink. We're told to sit down, stay safe, re-engineer, reinvent, do what the other guys do in order to be cool. You either do that or you're told to puff up, dominate, posture, and perform, right? These are your two options if you're a modern male in the digital age, in the bro culture, especially here in America. I don't subscribe to that. I say that neither of these paths lead to anything real. Neither of these paths lead to anything genuine. I see these lawyers, and so many of these lawyers have just sold themselves out. So many of these athletes have just sold themselves out. If I look at the legal profession, it's a bunch of men and women today who have sold themselves out to be copycats of each other. Every fucking billboard from a lawyer is exactly the same. And it's comical. They dress alike, they look alike, they talk alike, they think alike. Like minds think alike, okay? But I'm going to tell you, being a copycat, either choosing the route to soften, shrink, sit down, and stay safe, or puff up, dominate, posture, and perform, neither of those routes satisfy that fire in your belly, or in your balls for that matter. I've come to know this through life, that somewhere in between, there is the man that I was meant to be. Dangerous but disciplined. Sharp but soulful. Built like a fat warrior. Somebody who speaks like a goddamn poet. Somebody who knows how to hold a woman, a weapon, and a damn idea without flinching and not sacrificing himself. We don't see that man in our culture anymore. We don't see it. He's gone. Or is he? Maybe he's not gone. Maybe he's just buried under a distraction. Now look, I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to discuss my path. The trials, the bruises, the breakthroughs. You'll hear about how I eat, how I train my mind, how I read, write, fuck, work, recover. You'll hear about structure, the devotion, art, restraint, and indulgence, because this is all me. It's not a clean life. It's not sterile. It's not safe. But it's alive. It's life. And this is the documentation of a modern man dragging the archetype back into the dirt. I'm giving who I am breath again. And that's the Renaissance Man, the translational Renaissance Man. So listen, if you're tired of floating, if something in you still wants to sharpen, then stay around. These episodes are going to be short. They're going to be focused. One flame at a time. Now, some of them will be very tactical. Occasionally, maybe they'll be a little bit poetic. Others are just going to be raw fucking truth. But all of it, it'll be earned. It'll be manly. It'll be the modern translational Renaissance man. And this is just the first step, the first episode. So, thanks for joining me on the Translational Renaissance Man. I want you to think about that between now and the next one. We'll see you soon. I'm Matt Pierce. Be that man that society has killed, because you're not dead. You're just buried under a distraction. We'll see you.